Welcome to Nursing Success TV. Every episode, we will bring you stories and ideas to help you chart your future. This month, we introduce Dr. Phyllis Quinlan, who offers advice about compassion fatigue, and we bring you a very personal story of one nurse's success. With over 30 years of experience in nursing, Dr. Phyllis Quinlan is committed to helping caregivers work through personal and professional challenges. In each episode of Nursing Success TV, Dr. Phyllis will answer your questions.
Ask Dr. Phyllis is brought to you by New York Presbyterian Hospital. Amazing things are happening here.
Linda, an RN in New York, has a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, a clinical certificate in rehab, and is currently enrolled in a Master's of Science of Nursing program. She's doing all the right things, but lately things have changed. Linda writes, "I should be excited about the future, but I'm not. I'm not sure I want to continue in this profession, but I can't think of anything else to do. I prefer to work alone because I just can't tolerate the nonsense and constant need to chase others to do their jobs. I seem to be losing empathy for my patients. I give safe care, but I leave the bedside as soon as I can, and I hide from family members. I was just reprimanded for having a weak commitment to service excellence. I feel like I don't know myself anymore."
Linda, I suspect that you're suffering from compassion fatigue. The symptoms that you describe are so consistent with someone who's constantly given of themselves but has not done a good job of replenishing their own energy. Many people have the ability to be compassionate and empathize with another person, but not everyone has the ability to mobilize their compassion into action, which we call caregiving. I sense that you do an amazing job of taking care of everyone else, your patients, your friends, your family, but I don't think you're as dedicated to taking care of yourself as you should be. There are lessons to be learned from our colleagues in the airline industries who instruct passengers all the time to put their own oxygen on first before they try to help another person. If you don't, you'll be useless to someone quickly. I strongly suggest taking a much needed break. Catch up on your sleep. Learn to set some healthy limits with your time. Learn to delegate. Get a massage. And be still. I would love for you to learn how to be still. And in the beginning, stillness is going to feel very awkward because you're so busy doing. But it's in the stillness, learning how to meditate, that you can be gentle with yourself and you can start to connect with some of those habitual behaviors that are really blocking the ability for you to find the joy in practicing nursing.
Email your questions to Ask Dr. Phyllis at nursingsuccess.tv. On Nursing Success TV, we're excited to feature personal stories directly from your colleagues in nursing. Ruth is an emergency room nurse at St. Joseph's Hospital and Medical Center in Scottsdale, Arizona. While Ruth's career path may have begun in childhood, it took a day none of us will ever forget to ultimately lead her to nursing.
I started in the nursing profession probably before I started in the nursing profession. That sounds strange, I know, but my mother was a surgeon, so I grew up in hospitals. And yet, when it came time to go to college, I started in pre-med. I decided somehow along the line that I would rather spend more time with my children. And so I ended up going into journalism. About the time of 9/11, as I was sitting on the edge of the bed with one son under this arm and one son under this arm, I watched all of this unfold. And I think any American would lie if they said that moment didn't change them. But I think what I saw during those weeks were people running in and people running out and people standing by the side watching. And you kind of evaluate, or I evaluated, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be a person who runs in, a person who runs out, or do I want to be one of those who stands watching? And if I'm a person that were standing watching or running in, would I have any capacity at all to do any good, or would I just be in the way? So I guess in those years I decided I no longer wanted to be in the way, and I would rather run in. And that's why my focus has always been on critical care, trauma, emergency medicine, the things that I focused on, because if something happens, I want to be equipped to be of assistance. the whole scope of humanity walks through the front door of an emergency room. So I don't know if you can call that a specialty, but I'll call that a passion. And it keeps me busy all the time knowing how much I don't know, because there's always something to learn, always something that you've never seen, always someone who fascinates you. And I've learned as much from my patients as I have from my colleagues and my mentors. I went overseas and I worked in the Department of the Army's ICU, where they take care of the boys and girls that come back from Afghanistan and Iraq and other places. I was in the ICU in Landstuhl, Germany, taking care of these soldiers that were flying in from Afghanistan, and the Marines are a special breed of individuals, I'll tell you that. This one patient that I had, he was my first patient to have 3 limbs amputated. He had lost both his legs and his right arm to an IED in Afghanistan. I was blessed enough to be able to pull the breathing tube out of him so that he could talk. But this young man, it was so interesting. This young man, when I pulled the breathing tube, he looked me square in the eye and said, "Why so sad, ma'am? I would do it all over again for my country." I was blown away. Absolutely blown away. Thinking, here's a man who's lost 2 legs and an arm, and he's more worried about my sadness. How crazy is that? And it really changed the way that I approached my patients from then on. You know, I try not to look sad at them or have that too much sympathy. Have enough sympathy, but not too much. Certainly, I don't want to bring them down. They shouldn't be thinking about bringing me up. That individual, I wrote in his journal and he looked me up, and I went to his wedding, and he walked down the aisle, and so just want you to know he's got prosthetic legs, and he may be on the list to have the first arm transplant. So that individual is still moving and shaking and doing quite well. I'd love for nursing to be a beautiful, healthy profession. You know, it can be. It isn't always that, but it can be. But I think if we start feeling that about ourselves and about our colleagues and treating each other in that beautiful, healthy way, then we can transform not only ourselves, but our units, our hospitals, our patients, our culture. You know, it's contagious. Every single day I go to work, I have the opportunity to change a life. I don't think everybody can say that. And for that, I'm grateful.
Share your nursing success story by emailing us at programcoordinator@nursingsuccess.tv.
Nursing Success TV can be watched on any computer, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. You can instantly share Nursing Success TV with your colleagues and friends quickly and easily by email, social media, or sending a direct link. Don't miss an episode. Simply click subscribe to receive each monthly episode.
Thank you for joining us today for Nursing Success TV. We'll see you next time.